Okay, so it's Brighton versus Nottingham Forest on Sunday, and honestly, I think I've lost my mind with the team I've selected. Let's get into the preview. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to the preview for Brighton and Hove Albion versus Nottingham Forest. Coming up, I'm going to show you my crazy team selection. We'll go through the Brighton team, and then I'm going to predict which way I think this is going to go. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget, take a quick second, hit that like button, subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new, and if you could do me a massive favor, if you haven't already, please download SofaScore, the highest rated live score app on Google and on iOS. You can get all the live scores for any team you follow in any league. Obviously, you guys need to follow Forest. Follow favorite competitions. If you like a little La Liga football, you can make sure you're following on that, and check the ratings on all your favorite players, as well as heat maps that show you the exact position of the players. We use this on our analysis videos, and you can check all the shot maps as well as the average team selection and position. All of this on an app that is completely free for you guys. So if you want to download it, just click on the link in the description or in the pinned comments. It's absolutely free on both iOS and on Android. So you would do us a massive favor right now. And thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, I'm a little crazy today. I'm a little crazy most times, but a lot of people are talking about the game yesterday where Brighton got their asses handed to them by Roma. I wasn't too happy with that. I was hoping for a 1-0 to Roma, maybe a 2-1 to Roma, something like that. Something that keeps Brighton interested for the second leg, which they will play against, well, after they play Nottingham Forest. Now, having lost 4-0, maybe they're thinking it's a dead rubber and they're out. That's my concern over it. Now, the flip side to it is they're getting tonked a bit lately, man. They're conceding and, letting goals in left, right, and centre. And with a Forest team that is semi-free scoring at the moment with the new style that Nuno has brought in, maybe in the words of Jim Carrey, you're saying there's a chance. So I am confident on this. I think everything from the Liverpool match needs to be put in the rearview mirror. We need to look forward. We need to be knocking back the old happy clapper juice right now, because this is it, guys. We are coming into that run-in now where Forest have to get points from the next 4 games. We got Brighton, we've got Luton, we've got Palace, and I think Fulham is the other one. I don't know, someone correct me, I haven't memorized them all. But there's a little segment here of games where Forest need to get 6, maybe 8, maybe 10 points out of these games, and then screw what happens with the PSR stuff. Now, we know the second day of the hearing is happening now. We'll keep you posted on anything that gets leaked out or disclosed from it. There are people that are saying we'll find out the results before the Luton match. Don't know how true those are, but we do know that the backstop date for the decision is the 15th of April. So it could be Saturday, it could be the 15th of April. Don't believe everything you're reading. Okay, let's get into this and let's jump into the Forest team. Now, I am going to do some crazy stuff here because I want some changes. My number one thing that I keep the same from last time is probably the back 4, unless Einar's back. Now, Nuno hasn't done his presser. Einar's had a knockback. So I don't think there's going to be any changes in that back 4. Murillo and Bamidele were sensational against Liverpool. I don't want to break that pairing yet. I think that pairing is right for the Brighton game as well. Although we do have to be careful of Dunkin' Donuts and his ability to score from corners, which, as we all know, is our Achilles heel this season. But having said that, I will keep that back 5 the same. Sells in goal, Williams right back, Bamidele, Murillo, and Tuffalo as my back 5. Now, you all know what I'm going to do. I've been saying it for weeks. It needs to happen now. Enough is enough, man. He's been in the training videos. He's ready. He looks like he's smiling and happy. It's time for the marquee signing to come back. And that, of course, is Sangare. Sangare has to play in this game. Sangare has to now become that marquee signing that we brought in that is going to revolutionize the rest of our season. Forest always seem to, over the last year, these Brighton fixtures have been triggers for Nottingham Forest. The 0-0 Borefest that was last year, that was a trigger for Cooper going into a low block and Forest starting to pick up some points. That 3-1 win last season at home, that kind of triggered our momentum into the final stages of the season. And the 3-2 loss at home, well, you could say that triggered the demise of Cooper because he was gone a couple of games later. So this Brighton fixture always seems to have something on it. And I'm really hoping that this is going to be the fixture that is the catalyst that pushes us towards a good run right now. These next 4 games are huge. Now, I am making changes in the attacking lineup. I'm not bringing Taiwo in, and I am dropping Elanga. And this is where I feel maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe you guys agree with me, but Chris Wood is training and Chris Wood looks fit. I'm putting Chris Wood on. Slate me in the comments all you want. I am not Chris Wood's biggest fan, but what I will say, Nuno knows how to play Wood. Nuno has got Wood. He's literally got Wood sussed. And he has made him a different player to how he was under Cooper. And for me, Wood suits a Nuno style. He really does. And I think if you remember back to those videos that we showed you about Nuno's philosophies and things, how he likes wide men to be nippy, to be fast, play with the width of the pitch, and then an attacker who can hold the ball up, who may not be the fastest, that suits his style. And the other point is Taiwo looks so unfit to me and so lacking in match sharpness that I don't think this is the right game for him. So I'd bring Wood in. I am also dropping Elanga and I'm going to bring Origi in on that right-hand side. Even though I still feel Origi is better on the left-hand side, I am seeing signs in Origi that I am liking lately and I want to see more of it. And then Callum Hudson-Odoi and Morgan Gibbs-White, I think they've been fine. I still want to see Reina at some point. I don't understand how he's not got as many minutes yet, but there is still plenty of time and he is going to be needed at some point. This, for me, is getting close to a very, very strong team. Elanga, I want him to work out because you look at his traits and his attributes and he's got the makings of a bit of a worldie down the road. But right now, he's just still frustratingly good. His finishing is poor. What I don't want to see in this game is this false 9 Elanga thing. I kind of understand it if we were playing Villa. I kind of made my peace with it against Liverpool, but not for this game. Let's put an out-and-out 9 in Chris Wood. Let's use Origi on the wing, Hudson-Odoi on the left. And here's the thing with Elanga. I want him on in the last 20 minutes when defenses are knackered out, when he's still fully fresh, coming on with that lightning pace. Maybe he can get his football IQ switched on, and maybe he can cause some real damage towards the end of this match. Now, with Dominguez and Sangare in that midfield too, I'm just dying to see how good it could be. And I'm not expecting Sangare to come in and be the finished article game 1. Let's remember, he hasn't played since, Newcastle? And that was Boxing Day, if I remember rightly. It's been a long, long time since we've seen our number 6 playing a number 6. And that's what I want to see. But this is the team I would go with. Do you agree with it or disagree with it? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's have a quick look at the Brighton team, and I'll hold my hands up. They're not a team that I actually watch a lot or enjoy watching a lot. There's a few players that stand out to me. I'm probably going to do what people do when they talk about Forest here and talk about Morgan Gibbs-White. For me, their standout players are Adingra, who I think is really good. And I'm quite impressed with Lamptey as well, their right back. The rest of them, well, they've got a lot of injuries. So a lot of players are missing for them. Minamoto, he's out, so we don't need to worry about him. And of course, this is going to really annoy Sai, but they've got well crap up front at the moment, who I've never rated. Not in his Man U days, not in his Arsenal days. I'd probably say he's probably having his best spell of football at Brighton currently. Now, does that mean he's going to score because I've said it? I have no control over that. I'm just telling you what I think of these players. Now, they have just played on Thursday, and this is the team that they lined up with against Roma. That centre-back pairing seems so leaky, man. The space between the centre-backs and some of the goals they've conceded is horrific. And their recent run of forms isn't that great either, only winning 2 of their last 6 games, and 1 being against Sheffield, which is everyone's free win this season, and having lost 2 and drawn 1 as well. Form is not exactly on their side currently, and this is why Forest need to strike while the iron's hot. Do I expect to see some changes here? Maybe Zerbi's gonna refresh the team a little, because let's say they get back into England Friday, they have a rest day on the Friday, then maybe a training session on Saturday, and they're straight into it on Sunday. So it's to Forest's advantage that they've just played Roma yesterday. So how do I see this one going? Well, there's a couple of things I want to point out. When we beat them at the City Ground last season, if you remember, or if I remember correctly, they just played Manchester United, I think it was, in the semi-final of the FA Cup. It had gone to extra time, etc., and they'd got knocked out. And the wind was heavily knocked out their sails. They looked like a very tired team, especially in that second half. So there are some parallels we can run between this season and last season in the approach to this match. However, that was at the City Ground. This is at Brighton Stadium. So will that impact it at all? Will Brighton have to come out and produce a result after having their asses handed to them by Roma? If they do, that may actually work in Forest's benefit. They do press really high, and they press quite well. They choke when they're on it and they're pressing. I think they're one of the better high pressing teams in the Premier League. But if they're not on it, that can create huge gaps that we can expose. But there is just something about this fixture that's starting to feel to me like we are becoming a semi-bogey team. I wouldn't say a full bogey team to Brighton. But Forest are starting to really get close to that red line where we have to start picking up points. And it has to start this Sunday at Brighton. And I am feeling more confident than probably I should. Maybe it's the happy clapper juice. Maybe it's the fact that Brighton have just played against Roma. Or maybe it's the fact that our squad is playing good football and just getting screwed by refs left, right and centre. And speaking of which, Rob Jones will be at that game as well. Yes, the guy who sent Bolly off against Bournemouth, when was that? In Nuno's first game. He will be the 4th official. No doubt he's going to try and have his say in this game. And that's why Forest need to win this and win it big to cancel out any of the BS that Rob Jones is going to produce from the sidelines. So I'm going big on this one, guys. I've just got a feeling. I think this could be 3 or 4-1 to Forest. Like I said, I've lost my mind. Do you guys agree or not with me? Let me know in the comments down below. Coming up, we've got the Predictor League at about 4:45 today. We've also got a Grumpy Old Reds preview this evening. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And if you haven't already, go download SofaScore. The link's pinned in the comments. We'll see you then. Come on, you Reds.